Special Forces soldier, who is involved in a mission in Afghanistan that results in his armored vehicle being ambushed. Although Jason survives, he witnesses the brutal deaths of all 5 of his comrades. Overcome with rage, he retaliates by shooting 5 civilians whom he mistakenly believes to be the attackers. This tragic incident is captured on video by a military drone. As a result, Jason faces charges in a military court, but he escapes during psychological treatment at a hospital, effectively disappearing from military oversight. Fast forward 1 year, Jason continues to grapple with PTSD and feelings of guilt, living as a homeless individual on the streets and relying on alcohol to numb his pain. During this time, he forms a bond with a homeless girl named Isabel, and they look out for one another. One day, 2 thugs confront them to demand protection money.
Tax man! All we want is your cash and your rocks.
Joey, don't fight back.
Run, Isabel!
Following a confrontation, Jason escapes to the roof of an apartment building. With no other options, he spots an unlocked skylight and drops into the apartment below to evade capture. While he manages to escape, Isabel, whom he desperately tried to protect, is taken by the thugs, unbeknownst to him. Inside the vacant apartment, Jason gazes into the mirror and confronts his disheveled reflection, overwhelmed by a mix of emotions. He cleans himself up, cuts off his unkempt hair, and dons the owner's expensive clothing. In an instant, he appears more like his former self. Just as he is about to leave, the landline phone rings. From the owner's voicemail, Jason discovers that the individual is currently in the US and will not return until October. With it being only February, Jason realizes he has secured a free place to stay for the next 8 months. He finds a debit card and its pin among the mail by the door and visits an ATM to withdraw some cash. Though he hopes to start anew, the moment he becomes sober, memories of his past actions resurface, plunging him back into despair. Consequently, he turns to alcohol once again to escape his haunting thoughts. Nevertheless, he remains concerned for Isabel's safety. Jason, heavily intoxicated, makes his way to a soup kitchen and inquires with Sister Christina about Isabel's whereabouts. Tina, having not seen Isabel, becomes suspicious of Jason's new attire. Believing he may have engaged in illegal activity, Jason dismisses her concerns, attributing his clothing to a gift from God. In gratitude for Tina's support, he presents her with £500 and requests that she keep an eye out for Isabel. The cash poses a significant temptation for Tina, as she has been eager to purchase something for herself, yet she is apprehensive about the source of the money. After a restless night of contemplation, she resolves to turn it in, but her superior advises her to simply use it. It becomes clear to Tina that even if she reported it to the authorities, they would likely keep it for themselves. Recognizing the validity of this perspective, she decides to seize the opportunity to attend a prima ballerina's farewell performance. With newfound resolve, she purchases a ticket with the £500. Meanwhile, Jason's situation deteriorates. Suffering from broken ribs and an infected wound, he descends into a feverish state filled with painful memories and hallucinations. As a wanted fugitive by the Ministry of Defense, he cannot seek medical assistance. Turning to Tina once more, he is fortunate that she has some medication available and provides him with antibiotics. However, she still has no updates on Isabel. Jason leaves Tina a note with his address in case Isabel comes looking for him. Before departing, he tells Tina she is an angel, leading her to believe he may be on the path to redemption. Back at the apartment, Jason is repulsed by his behavior and decides to pour all his alcohol down the drain, finally resolving to emerge from his troubled past. He takes the owner's luxury car and distributes missing person flyers for Isabel throughout the streets. Shortly after, he receives a voicemail from her. In the message, Isabel instructs him to cease his search, claiming she is working for the thugs to save money before leaving London and will reach out when she feels inclined. Although Jason experiences a sense of relief, he remains unaware that Isabel is being coerced into prostitution by the same individuals and that her message was recorded under duress. Unbeknownst to him of the unfolding tragedy, Jason embarks on a journey of self-reinvention. He maintains sobriety, resumes his training, and secures an honest position in the kitchen of an Asian restaurant. In fact, he is working double shifts for double pay, as he not only washes dishes but also engages with the restaurant's special guests.
Dick, mate.
It's late, boys. We miss your train.
Fucking there's your tits.
We miss your train.
Who are you? A fucking mouth! Ah! Don't fucking touch my boy! Get it! Fucking get it!
Now you've missed your train.
His impressive demeanor captures the attention of the manager, who realizes that Jason's talents are being underutilized in the kitchen. Consequently, he introduces Jason to the owner, Mr. Choi. It becomes apparent that the restaurant serves as a front for the local Asian mob, and Mr. Choi is in need of a driver, not for airport pickups, but for more illicit activities. Eager for financial gain, Jason accepts the position without hesitation, becoming the gang's designated problem solver. His lethal skills and unwavering efficiency quickly elevate him to the role of Mr. Choi's top enforcer, and he soon accumulates significant wealth. However, rather than hoarding his earnings, he aims to establish a financial safety net for his ex-wife, Anna, and their daughter, whom he feels too ashamed to confront. Despite the illegal nature of his work, he consistently donates truckloads of food to Tina's soup kitchen, ensuring that the homeless receive proper meals. By July, Jason gathers the courage to visit Anna. Her reaction is one of devastation. She screams and cries upon seeing him. Since his disappearance, child support payments ceased, leading her to lose her job and resort to desperate measures to keep a roof over their heads. Overcome with guilt, Jason urges her to hold on a little longer, assures her that he will rectify their situation, and leaves behind a substantial amount of cash before departing. A few days later, Tina delivers heartbreaking news. She has learned from the authorities that Isabel has died and possesses morgue photos as evidence. Confronted with the sight of Isabel's lifeless body plunges Jason into profound anguish. Tina informs him that the autopsy revealed she had been raped and had succumbed to drug addiction before her death. Enraged by this revelation, Jason resolves to abandon his clean gangster persona. He is now driven by a thirst for vengeance and sets out to track down the two individuals responsible for Isabel's abduction.
Your cash and your rocks, boys.
Don't remember me, do you? I'm surprised. You got a knife? I got a spoon. Who killed Isabel? We're only alive because I need information.
Some guy who used to rent a regular.
Name?
They don't use names.
Describe him to me.
Scar over his eye. That's all I know.
After inflicting some injuries, Jason uncovers the truth. Isabel was brutally murdered by a disturbed client, a man in his 30s with a noticeable scar above his eye. Locating one individual in such a large city is akin to finding a needle in a haystack. Although Jason considers contacting the police, his status as a wanted man leads him to seek Tina's assistance, hoping she can relay his findings to law enforcement. Later, Jason presents Tina with a long dress, and they arrange to meet at a photo gallery. When Tina arrives wearing the flowing red dress, Jason is taken aback by her appearance. The mutual attraction is palpable, but Tina, feeling overwhelmed, quickly states that she is only there for information regarding the killer. After Jason provides her with the details, they find themselves in a back alley. A bit intoxicated and feeling liberated, Tina begins to dance in her red dress, momentarily casting aside the convent's strict rules. The atmosphere becomes charged, and following her instincts, Tina leans in to kiss Jason. However, as soon as their lips meet, she regains her composure and abruptly leaves. Nonetheless, that kiss conveyed everything Jason needed to understand. Subsequently, Jason continues to work for the mob while awaiting updates from Tina.
Who the fuck are you? You're Mr. Choi Money.
What the fuck do you know about Mr. Choi?
It's my boss. Mr. Choi only employed Chinese. Tell Mr. Choi I'll send him a check.
Lass.
Give me the fucking cash.
Meanwhile, his imposing presence begins to attract unwanted attention from the police, who eventually track down Tina. In an effort to protect Jason, she compromises her principles and fabricates a story. When they reunite, Tina is visibly upset. She grapples with her growing feelings for him while recognizing that her life as a nun and her troubled past could lead to disastrous consequences. Her frustration intensifies when she realizes that the police are indifferent to the murder of Isabel, dismissing it because she was a sex worker. In response to this negligence, Jason resolves to take matters into his own hands through more traditional means of violence. On their way back to the convent, Tina finally begins to open up about her feelings. She confides in Jason that she had always aspired to be a ballerina, but her father compelled her to pursue gymnastics instead. During her teenage years, she endured abuse from her coach. After suffering for an extended period, she reached her breaking point and took drastic action against him. Following this incident, she was sent to the convent, where she spent years attempting to escape the trauma of her childhood and the guilt associated with the act of violence. Engaging in charitable deeds became her sole means of finding peace. In her view, desire is a sin, and Jason's presence is causing those buried feelings to resurface. To alleviate her internal struggle, she applies for a transfer to Africa, effective October 1st. In the meantime, seeking justice for Isabel, Jason strikes a deal with a female mob boss. He agrees to undertake a perilous human smuggling operation that others are unwilling to tackle, on the condition that she utilizes her resources to locate the killer. Jason successfully completes the mission without any complications. True to her word, the mob boss provides him with an invitation to a gala where the killer will be present on October 1st at 7:30 p.m. When October 1st arrives, Jason invites Tina to the park to take photographs of him, both aware that this may be their final encounter. Anticipating the worst, Jason asks Tina to capture several images for both his daughter and herself. He finally drops his tough exterior and inquires if he appears to be a good man. While Tina is pleased by this change, reality sets in as she informs him of her departure for Africa the following day. Feeling devastated, Jason attempts to maintain his composure while asking about her plans. However, it becomes increasingly difficult to suppress their feelings. At the moment of farewell, Tina decides to confront her emotions rather than flee from them. They return to the apartment for one last night together, but their time is interrupted by the owner arriving at an inopportune moment, forcing them out onto the streets. Though Jason expresses a desire to escape with her, Tina firmly rejects the idea, reminding him that life is not a fairy tale. The burdens of their past and the harsh realities they face suggest they are not meant to be together. As 7 p.m. approaches, Jason visits his ex-wife's home, where he exchanges brief greetings with his daughter, who does not recognize him. He leaves behind the photographs and all the cash he has accumulated over the months. With no obligations holding him back, he heads directly to the gala. After completing his task, Jason finds himself once again intoxicated on the street. Tina quietly drapes a scarf around him and sits beside him. Later that night, Jason awakens and finally opens up to her about his past, sharing how he lost control and took the lives of 5 innocent civilians, irrevocably altering their families' lives. This haunting memory has driven him to seek solace in alcohol. As he speaks, tears begin to flow, revealing that beneath his tough exterior lies a man who yearned for a normal life. The following day, Tina departs for Africa as planned, leaving behind her red dress in her old room. On the bus, she discovers a letter from Jason containing his photograph and a farewell note in which he expresses his commitment to becoming a better man, despite